I figured I might as well just get as much of this done as I possibly can. I'm not going for a walk today. I'm doing a thing gonna walk today. I walked the last 2 days. I'm good. Probably pursue maybe on Monday. But right now, I am just trying to get as much of this done as possible because, again, I like to finish my projects. Try to get them finished as close as possible. Show some kind of results to it. Where in the world is... We're missing a fan here. It's supposed to be two of these here. Two inside and two outside. We're missing a fan. RGBs are here. There we go. Alright, now I just got finished painting the case. So now the case is all painted black. I still got to do a neon paint job on it. So let me see. This is not that dirty. Alright, so that's good. What I'm doing now is I have to test the fans to make sure which direction that when it's blowing, because they don't have the markers on them anymore. You just show exactly which way they go. So we got a Molex power adapter, which allows you to run your fan system. This is a good fan. Your fan system without a motherboard. This is what we use. Let me see. So air is blowing this way. It's blowing this way. You want air to go away from the system or go into the system. Which one's going to use there? Alright. Did you cake this one up enough? These don't really make a difference if you see them or not. These come inside the case. So let me see. That's blowing air in. I'm gonna blow air out. So you need this here to push the air out of the house. Oh, you want air on? You want air on or air off with it? Is there a short in it? Maybe. I'm gonna blow air on it. Microphone. I'm going to go on this because this looks like it's having some kind of wire issue. I don't want to put something in there and it don't work. And I got to deal with that nightmare. Let's see. More screws. We might get 2 sets of these. Or we get 2 sets. Oh, this is a wide battery. Should I use that? Alright, so this has got to connect to something. This is fire. This is sound control. Alright, so these two here and here is what has to go. This should marry. This out the way. Pins so loose on things. Wait. Here, run it. In? Are we pushing out? Let me see. I feel like I got no resistance in there. there. Like, where the fuck is that from? The adapter for that? Yeah, I'm adapter for around these. Doesn't matter. This is what's missing. So we can run this through pretty much anything. Here. Go. Any one of these would hit? I think any one of these would hit. Any one of these would hit. So right now we're wiring that should pop right through this. Wait, the cooling system comes with a fan. Are they RGBs? I think they are RGBs. Yeah, RGB. So we got one over there. So we got an extra fan. We don't need it. But the cooling system comes with a fan. They're RGBs. Well, that solves that mystery. Okay. Let me see. Oh, we gotta wire. We gotta hide all this wire. Put that whole side over there. We can make a compartment to put everything in there and just hide it. We do have a whole section over there. Okay, cool. It's a lot more easy to figure out. These stands you won't see. That's why it doesn't make a difference. You won't see them. They're going to be hidden. Okay, that's clicking. Clicking. Wait, do you have this right? Because, oh yeah, you got it right. It's the other way around. So wait a minute, we opposite on this thing? Oh, maybe we should have put that in first. Is that gonna even go in there? Should slide in. Come on. That one in first. Make sure you get that thing right over top of the power supply. Just right on top of my and I had it the first time. That feels loose. That's definitely going to come out. Let me see. You're grinding too fast. Definitely should have put this one in first. Yeah, there. If you don't know this stuff, you're gonna have clickety click all day long when you're out. I don't want to hear clicks. It would have been so much easier. I should have did on this side first. I might pull that out. Put this one in. Here we go. I'm cooking. It's in there. 9, 12, turn it on. Good. No cooking. Cool. I blows air right on the hard drive, so it's a hard drive thing put in, and the motherboard. Motherboard fits right over top here. Ooh, very nice. Now we're going to put a grill piece over top of that. This one's flat, so that's mesh. Flat over that, so the air can push back, because that's a vent. Liquid cooling system here. Then another fan here. We'll bring all that air back up. Or you. Get out of here. Oh, too much. Come on, now, I'm up in my... If the stock fan is lower, then most likely I'm going to run it directly through, I'm going to run it directly, run this other one in it instead. Let's see what we got going on here, and our whole freaking wire connection here set up. Here we got everything running through this thing. Let me see. RGBs here. That. Just trying to get rid of here, which you can disconnect this. There. A whole bunch of these. Let's see. I was hooked up and need this. This is connected to this. This is connected to this. And system for power supply here. That's for the power. That's for the hard drive. Extra fan for motherboard, and then liquid cooling system rests here and attaches back over here to radiator system and fan, which should be about that big. Power supply lands here. And then for the graphic card, got a big enough slot here. You can run the graphic card here from here to here. I'm going with a low profile 30 50. That's all I need. Buy case for what? 5 case for what? I'm gonna put a support in here, right there. Now we're gonna get some extra long SATA cables. That again with the L-shaped SATAs, so we can connect them right here. And this piece comes up, because I was going to do it magnetic, but the magnetic will be way too close, so that may cause some problems, so I don't want to make any problems. So we're going to do it through a Velcro system. Do this, double-sided Velcro. That'll allow me to be able to bring this up, bring it down at will, to get to RAM, whatever I got to get to at the end of the day. And then we just have wire management to do. That's pretty much it. We got more outputs for more fans if we want to run it through, if we want to. So if we want to go down that route. Instead of this being plugged into the Molex, we run to the power supply, which will run everything we need. Yeah, just right here. That's bugging me a bit. should be up a little bit. That is bugging me. Let's see. I need to put support in. That's equipment. That's bugging me. Yeah, that'll do it. Man, one thing I remember at the Run DMC era, boom boxes. Boom boxes, boom boxes. AKA Ghetto Blaster. Yep. Yeah, original baby. I don't think the Sony's. I never had a Sony boombox. Never had a Sony. It was like something retro Sonic or something. They had the big boom boxes, the ones with all the speakers on them, 8 or 9 speakers on it, tons of tweeters, multiple cassette players, all that stuff before TV1 came out. Go down and get Duracell because you had to get the best batteries, which were Duracells, especially for running that thing. Stay up Friday night. Get all your music lined up on your tape, get your TDKs, because you had a good one. Sony's were good. If you had Sony were good. If you had Sony's and TDKs, you had the good ones. Get the TDKs, the Sony's, and play your music. You gotta sit there, and so they don't talk over it, and run their mouths on it, and pause it, and then record, and pause and record, get the perfect tape. Get up the next day, probably roughly for me, be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because I was young and get my gear on and all my stuff, load all my batteries in my boombox, and go out and listen to my music. Yep. That's where I would be at, listen to my music. So that's where I would be at, listening to my music, my boombox. Look, bottom line, we know your account already. If you don't like it, go. That's all you got to do. But I know your account. You see what I do at the end of the day. You think I don't know your account? I know your account. I know more than that. So go. All that back and forth nonsense. If you feel at the end of the day that it's bugging me, it's not bugging me. But I can show you something to bug you. You know, you gotta understand. You know, you really don't know how deep rabbit holes go at the end of the day. You really have to show respect at the end of the day. Rabbit holes go very deep. Alright, there you go. Jeez. Alright. So, let's get back to this at the end of the day. So I'm bending this down. Yeah, we have individuals. I think they're from Jamie's clan or wherever they are for the end of the day. But yeah, I hate to call people losers, but They come into our channel and they just try to basically be disrespectful. You do know that every video that I make basically logs onto Google. I engineer the search engine optimizer. Any video I make automatically hits Google, automatically. And from Google, my search engine optimizer channels from Yahoo, Bing, all of them. Because I went and submitted my domain name to all the applications, the search engines, so my stuff shows up everywhere. Even overseas, I submitted domains to overseas, so my stuff goes everywhere. Jeez, but they come in here. I don't know what they hope to achieve or whatever. I don't know. But again, it's sad. It is pretty sad. Huh, I wonder how I'm going to make this too. I got to figure out what my theme's going to be for this. Maybe some rusted neon. We did rusted neon? Oh, we didn't do rusted neon. Then we did a jungle forest over there. Have I done rusted neon? Corrosion neon? Ooh, corrosion neon would be pretty hot. I got to do a corrosion neon PC. Cyberpunk corrosion neon? We got what? Do we have yellow over there? We have everything we need. We have, let me see. We definitely might need to corrosion. I think I've got the rest of my nice. Alright, I got everything wired up the way I want to. I'm going to do my paint job on here. Finish up like that. Yeesh. I bother not to explain too much to them because they don't understand much at all, period. There's just no point. Alright, RGBs are running, power supply is off. This is RGB for this one. This one is this there. Oh, this is causing separation. Sometimes. Oh, I can't express enough. Williams, don't contact me about PCs. Buddy, you got to learn how to spell first. Before you start talking about PC, you don't know anything about a computer. At all. Quite frankly, you don't. You can't even spell. So again, no. Don't comment on PCs. Larry had sent me an email talking about PC. You don't know anything about the first thing about a computer. Whatever that thing you have, you got sitting on your desk right now, that relic at the end of the day, you got to be kidding me. No, no way in the world. No way in the world. No. You're the last person need to be coaching me on a PC at the end of the day. No. Well, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know, buddy. I was able to ping your IP address and send it right back to your freaking your box. I was able to tell exactly where your location was at. That's how I was able to contact your building for exactly who your internet provider was. So that's how we figured out where you were at. We pinged your IP address. Are you kidding me? On that thing you got at the end of the day. Seriously? A leapfrog is more powerful than that. I'm not trying to bust on anybody, but don't come to me about talking about computers. You don't know jack. Just because you sit in front of it and you press some buttons on the keyboard doesn't mean you know your machine. Gee whiz Louise. You know, people can get remote control access to your machines, right? They do it all the time. Remote control access. Matter of fact, internet companies do it all the time. They have remote control access. That's one thing I had a problem with freaking Verizon. Verizon did that nonsense to one of my computers one time. They got access to one of my machines. I was like, how the freak you get access to a machine? How did you even know the file was even there? They have remote control access to a machine. That's why I say internet providers, at the end of the day, you better get yourself a proxy server. You better get yourself a software for proxy server. Internet here is different. It's encrypted. But my software that I have on my machine encrypts anything that comes through. So I got freaking special software on these machines at the end of the day. But I do know for a fact that companies that providers have access to your machines, and you don't realize that. Because that's what I found out about Verizon one time. I had an issue with Verizon. And Verizon went in and turned our service off, disconnected our service, or service because you had software on your machine. How would you have known I had software on my machine? How would you have known this? If you were in my computer through remote control access, looking around in my files, and that's how they found out. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So you had the right, with under their contract, they actually do have the right. I don't know about it now, but that's what happened at the time when we had an issue with them. So they do have the ability to remote control access your freaking computer and look through your files. Read through your contracts extremely carefully. I couldn't express that enough about reading through contracts carefully. That little small print, man, you better read through that stuff. You're going to find out a whole lot of stuff that you didn't know. They know it. The representatives, they know those contracts. I didn't know they could do that. So I had to delete the folder on my own PC in order to get the $250 that I spent for my service to get my service back on. So they can get remote control access inside your computer. That's why all your files need to be encrypted, all that other stuff like that, so people don't have access to certain things. There you go. Alarm system that alerts your phone that your files have been breached, not like that. Definitely have all that stuff. But I bet you $100 that computer you're on right now, you bought it. You definitely didn't build it. So don't explain to me about PCs at the end of the day. Probably the one that basically sent forgot the motherboard. Don't forget this. You're going to need this right here. Without this, machine is just useless. All these parts are perfectly used without this part right here. Don't forget this part. Sheesh. I don't know. It's like this guy wants recognition at the end of the day. He keeps contacting me. Well, show me different. I don't care about your computers, man. Because what you're showing me at the end of the day, I can buy it. That's why I don't care. Now, if you did some modification, some crazy build, you know, at the end of the day, something like a giant ice block and liquid cooling, all this crazy stuff, you know, you modified everything on me, everything down to the power button, that'd be impressive. That's what I find impressive. But an everyday PC build, no, not really. I don't find it impressive. I don't care what you got in there. It's not impressive to me. Stuff that I see people basically making PCs look like they came from the 1800s and all that stuff. Now, that's impressive. That's what I find impressive. But that stuff takes time. You can't do that overnight. It takes time to order parts and pieces and all that stuff in. So I don't find it impressive. I like the builds. When I see people build PCs, I think it's pretty cool how they put the whole thing together. But does it impress me? Like, whoa. Not really, to tell you the truth. Because anybody can do it. Jack can do it. Jill can do it. Anybody can do it. Snap all the pieces together. They're quite aware on how to work a PC or a computer. And they know how to build them. They can do the same thing. That's all. It just comes down to how deep your pockets are. That's what that comes down to. But modifications is the different category class. You know, these machines are one of a kind. You can't duplicate these machines. You ever seen modification, PC modification designs, console modification designs? They're different type of people. Even down to console gamers who basically have modification skills, they're different class of people. Their systems don't look like yours. Like when I took the Xbox 360 out of its case, integrated into a motherboard, and basically ran into a UFO case that made it look absolutely insane. Dropped one in vegetable oil. Yeah, modifications. Let me get some napkins because I need to paint my computer, my system. So yeah, that's what I find impressive. I like modders. I like facts. Now, my category class is different. You know why? Even out of the modder. my category class is that I design my own screens. They don't design their own screens. They buy monitors. They buy projection screens. I, on the other hand, engineer my own screens. I can make my screens curve. I can make them submersive. I can do whatever I want in the day. I can make customized gaming screens, whatever I want. And then you make the formulas to actually make the screen. So my world's different. Gaming tables, all that stuff. So not only can I build my own machines if I want at will, I can actually design my own screens in any category I want. I can have 235, 1610. I can have at 4.3, old school classic. I build my own screens. That makes me a different modder than the rest of the other modders. It gives me a higher category class. Now he's showing me two monitors side by side. Big deal. You see the size of this screen? My screen over here is bigger than your screen. Come on, man, please. I got screens I can game outside that can transfer images right through them if I want to. I have that type of capability. Two monitors is nothing at the end of the day. What, two high-end monitors? That's nothing. That doesn't mean anything to me. That's nothing high-end at all, period. It's a monitor. I used to have monitors. That's why I first started off. I was a monitor guy. I had all that stuff at the end of the day. That doesn't, it's not no thrilling to me. The problem is that you try to get a monitor the size of the screens I have in here, this will cost you a lot of money. And unlike that visible technology, I can game in here and take it outside. You're not taking a monitor outside. Nah. You don't require high-end machines and none of that stuff. Yeah. And the difference between you buying a monitor, I sell them. So you spend money for them, I make those things and make money off of them. You go buy a monitor, I can make $1,200, $800, $1,000 easy. A couple of grand off my stuff at the end of the day. My stuff gets contracted. So again, different story. Now I see people put bills and stuff together. Pretty cool. Nice. I like it. Got an LED screen, all that stuff on it. Pretty cool. I appreciate the build. But I'm impressed the time they put it together, but it's not that much time. Now that female who built that PC that looked like a cyberpunk apartment complex, that's impressive. That took time. Corrosion. Got some corrosion going on. Corrosion going on. Yep. He couldn't be nice about it. He had to be disrespectful. It doesn't cost anything to be respectful. You know what I mean? Doesn't cost anything. Just be nice. And he got mad. I think that was him. Why in the world would you get that passionate over somebody else's comment that they made about the guy tried to be smart to me and nasty to me about how he said that they get mold. Yeah, problem with that at the end of the day, and I think I would know mold because it almost killed me at one point. In order to be able to get mold, you're going to have a reaction. A reaction that triggers off the mold to actually cause those spores to affect. So you're definitely going to have some moisture in there. Because that's usually what triggers off mold. It's moisture. Moisture, room temperature areas, damp, warm areas. Especially when they're moist and wet, they trigger off the mold. So you'd have to have those elements in there to actually do that. That's what you would have to have. In order to be able to get that to trigger, you gotta have that element, key element. You're gonna have to have moisture. Moisture is what's gonna trigger it off. That's why you have roof leaking. Chances are, wherever that water is going, there's a good possibility there's mold involved. That's why when you have leakage and they tear out the whole wall and you see water coming out and it's soaked, they're like, you could possibly have mold up in there because you got water leakage. Now, these boxes don't have any liquid shooting out of them at all. Not even the cooling system that generates a little bit of water in there. You can hear the water spin in there. It's not going to leak. And if it did leak, I would notice it. Because basically, I could see that it's leaking. I would see the leaking coming out. Some people have alarm systems on their system to let them know that their system is leaking. I think I would notice if my system was dripping wet. Because I would have the system would shut off. Parts would get hit with water to cause them to short out. So I think I would figure that one out right there. I don't think that would be a no-brainer. Using our cardboard to paint our surface. So, and that's why when the guy got it nasty with me, got nasty with me, saying, well, yeah, man, this is a way you could have asked that without being rude. But, you know, since you felt to be nasty about it, I put you on blast. And I educated him on the whole thing, and he got mad about it. And he decided, this other weird guy, because I think it's the same guy. I literally just think it's the same guy. Came in and tried to say, well, blah, 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 and my specifications of this and blah, blah, blah. Yawn fest. Whew. Yeah, anyone can buy those parts, buddy. Anyone can buy those parts. Anyone. I'm not in your class. I'm a different class of builder. I'm a modder. The modder, baby. What's the modder with you? So different type of class of builder. And if you knew anything and you were a person of PC, you would have realized that there's a difference between modders and builders, and everyday builders. Different category class of builders. Yeah, we're design different. Do I respect all builds? I do respect all builds. I like them, but I'm not impressed by. I'm impressed by some of these hookups, but to say that I'm floored by it, not really, because again, I'm used to seeing mod. I'm in the mode of modding. It's a different type of machine, different type of build. And that guy who went in and changed the power supply of a PS5, I thought that was impressive. Like, sheesh, that's freaking crazy. He changed the freaking power supply on a PS5. That was freaking cool to watch. I'm into that. The guy who modded out an Xbox 360 and put a liquid cooling system in it with a nice, beautiful peekaboo window. I thought that was quite impressive. I like the modders. The modders. Yeah, he flashed off a couple of his, he said bills at the end of the day. But is that supposed to impress me? Nah, impress me. I got a steampunk PC I built way back. That thing took me years to put. It took me about a year. It took me about, I'd say close to about a year to put that thing together. It's an interesting build. I had to repaint everything by hand. Everything had to be painted by hand to give it that kind of old, relic look. I got a Fallout PC that I built, and I put a window in it to allow a nuclear bomb to go off. The explosion to show that the world blowing up. But, you know, he calls himself PC King. I got a buddy of mine who's a master encryptor. He don't consider you to be a king. But if you ever want to meet him, I can introduce you to him. Nice guy at the end of the day. Very cool dude. And he doesn't consider himself to be a king. He's a nice guy, like I said. That's what I like about him. That's how we met. Really cool, down-to-earth guy. I was checking out some of his builds at the end of the day. He was showing me encryption coding for Linux. He works for Linux all the time. And I got to ask some questions about Linux. I've never did a Linux operating system before, and I was curious, like, what's it like? And he got to talking about this, and I found it fascinating what he was talking about. Oh, that corrosion, that deep corrosion, it just puts itself on everything. Deep corrosion. Yeah, I like this. Gotta get the corners better. The corrosion builds up, especially on them corners. Love to build up on the corners. I'm gonna put the heavy here. Yeah, corrosion gets heavy on those corners. Heavy on those corners. Next time we hear somebody running, saying, "Ta-da!" I'm gonna duplicate your machine. I'm gonna build the exact same thing. There you go. Then I'm gonna mod it, convert it. Another one, make it better than that one. Better looking, far better looking than that one. That's why people go and buy the power supply with the lights and all that stuff. We don't need to do that. Buy a cheap power supply over there, pull the fans out and everything, make sure I got the voltage correctly so I don't basically short out my circuits, and basically just make my own. I freaking pay extra, all that money extra. You do it yourself. And it's real easy to do. It's not even hard to do. It's really easy to do. You'd be surprised. Some people are afraid to go near a power supply system because they're afraid they're going to get electrocuted and they're going to short it out or damage it. You're not going to damage it or short it out. It's pretty easy to do. And then people who don't want to work on PCs, period, I just tell you at the end of the day, go get yourself an old Dell PC. Get yourself an old Dell PC. You will have a ball with that thing, man. There's just so much you could do with a Dell PC. A Dell PC will teach you all kinds of stuff on basically how to put modifications in something. Basically how to mod your stuff. Because trying to get a Dell PC to dance for you is an interesting thing. Because a Dell PC has been designed to tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that with it. That's what I like the Dells. Want the right tackle? Tackle said, "Yep, nothing fights you harder than a Dell. Dell will definitely fight you." Hey dude, you're getting a Dell. Hey dude, I'm modding a Dell. Remember the time when I bought the Xbox 360? The guy was like, "You want to warrant with that?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna mod the crap out of this thing." I was like, "The big I said that freaking Xbox 360. Warrant for what? For what? We're gonna mod it." So what, I'm gonna take this thing apart, but mod the daylights out. He said, "Make sure you show me." I said, yeah. And I came back up, so I shopped all the time. Show me pictures. That's the one I put into the UFO case. Modded the daylights out of that thing. We don't need a warranty. Forget your warranty. We're going to mod it. Put the corrosion on heavy. Look at the corrosion going on heavy. The years and years of gestation and corrosion. Years and years of it took its toll on this PC. Years and years of corrosion. We got a cockroach, don't we? Like a neon cockroach. I'm gonna make a neon cockroach. Hey, Rochelle, you want to go neon? It's like, yes, I want to go neon to go party. Do. Don't party up. She's about to get the corrosion job. So this right here helps with the texture. Spackle is your best friend. It's your best friend, baby. It's your best friend. Spackle adds a texture to your setup. That's what Spackle adds. Spackle is your best friend. Your best friend. Any modder's best friend if you're doing this kind of stuff is Spackle. Spackle on my feet. Yes. Put the fan on it and just tap it in and let the corrosion shine through. Shine through. Power supply is going here. So make sure we got a nice little corrosion job on this baby. What's my lid to this thing? Make sure I get that one good too in the lid. Alright, where's my top of this? Oh yeah. You are stuck where and why? Nothing all over the place. Let's put you there. Oh, you over here. Put you out of the way. In the way of the path. The path of progress. Get on the path of progress. Sheesh. Determined to be in the way. In the way of progress. So, I'm going to be going with GoDaddy to build my own network over there for online and my offline users, which I mean I'm going to be having a lot of advertising for people that are offline to know about our new setup, which is going to be dedicated for gaming technology we're going to be working on. Some pretty cool stuff I want to do. And that way, I'll set my own unit up. We can basically separate from YouTube. YouTube has way too many people that are just, I'm not saying everybody's disturbed on YouTube, but sheesh, my goodness, the haters are sad. Super sad. They'll be hating on this next. They'll be hating on the screen I got over there. Oh yeah, warn yourself. That screen over there is a beast. So I plan to hear you cry over that. You're definitely going to be crying over that screen. Watch. I should make a channel called Haters Cries. Hey, no, hater tissue tears. Got to. And just post y'all comments on there. Y'all be hating hard on my stuff, man. Hard. Does it bother me? Nah, it's funny. It's funny that I can get that kind of energy out of you. It's interesting. You hate hard, man. You hate so freaking extra hard. And then we come out, we bring out something else. They hate hard on that too. Like, ugh. But nobody want to sign the contract. Nobody wants to meet Mr. Bird in court. Why come nobody wants to sign that contract? They be hating on us super hard, man. I be like, geesh. Why should we hate? They hate on this video. They be in there crying about this video too. Shoot. I was building PCs before some of you even knew what a motherboard was. Because y'all weren't born. I've been around a long time. I've been on the planet for a long time. I'm 56 years old. And some of y'all are my age. Those are the ones that basically I never had these little conflicts with. Because again, they're older. They're more mature. But then again, I hate to say it because some of these trolls out here, they're grown adults at the end of the day. They do some of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, really. Seriously, man, you got to grow the freak up. You're too old for that nonsense, man. You gotta grow up. When I go to other people's channels, I watch their trolls on their channel too. Over there crying and bickering. At the end of the day, YouTube should make a channel just for all trolls. That way y'all can go in there and bicker over each other's stuff all day. Empty blank accounts popping up, nothing on them. Because you can't make no real good content at the end of the day. It's just the same old stuff. They don't make anything. The other guy who calls himself the PC, whatever. We don't call him that. But anyway, nothing on his account. There's nothing on his account. And then the minute I made the statement about nothing being on the account, he turns around and puts a couple of videos on the account. That's too late. You already did something after I told you didn't have it on there. That doesn't even help you, man. At all. That doesn't help you. That makes things worse. You're supposed to have the stuff already on the account. Not nothing on the account. And the minute I say, oh, wait. Let me put something on the account so that way you can't come back and say that I got nothing on the account. There you go. Yeah. And sit there and say, well, he thinks no, I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I know that I'm good at what I do. I do know that for a fact. Do I think I'm better than other modders? No. I see modders way more advanced than me. Way more advanced than me. But I respect their work at the end of the day. I don't come on there to disrespect their work. You know? You jokers at the end of the day come on my channel to disrespect my work. And yet you're nowhere near my category class. When I see other people doing their work, I respect it. Now, if you're definitely going to disrespect me and say things that are nasty about me at the end of the day, then hey, look, I'm not going to give you credit for your work. You don't deserve it. You know, gotta learn to treat people with respect. I can't say that enough. Can't say that enough. Can't say it enough. If I came on openly when you were showing off something and said, oh, that's a piece of trash, that's garbage. Nobody gonna be bothered with that. That's wrong to do that. But Williams on a basic PC, that's a basic PC you running. There's nothing special about that machine at the end of the day. Something you can buy it maybe at Walmart or something like that. It's a Walmart, probably Walmart PC. Because you push some buttons don't mean you know what you're doing. There are things on the keyboard that you can basically tap and you'd be surprised. All kinds of hidden features that'll pop up on your PC. All different types of prompt commands. That software was designed to do. You know, to hit the right buttons, get certain things to react the way you want them to react. Now, they kind of took that option away, but it was an option where if you basically typed in, I think it was a plus symbol, into any search engine, you can actually get access to any form of foreign server. I have no idea why. It happened by accident. I was in the mess on the keyboard. And I actually pressed plus, and I actually ended up on a Korean server. Yep, they've removed it, but it was, you could do that. Watch the movies, everything. It was just wild. Try to get back in from time to time, but you can't now. You're cut off from it. But yep, it was, you do it. All right, got a nice corrosion job. I definitely want to go over a little more heavier on it. I like the corrosion. I like it with the corrosion. Definitely want to make the corners a little bit more beefier on the corners. Because that corrosion, I love corrosion. What I like is, I like how things break down and they decay. Not that stuff, like the human body is disgusting for me. But I like how machines and metals and stuff like that break down and decay. It has a beautiful art to it all. You look how it turns different colors. Copper turns different colors of green and different shades of green. Little rusted brown in between that. I like that corrosion, nuclear apocalypse breakdown. Something that's been sitting in time for ages. Unaltered, untouched. That's what I like. Unaltered. Up, ready to go. Let me put my fans on so we get this going faster. Okay, let's finish this thing. I don't want to look up there and have it permanently sealed when I'm not done to seal yet. You'll probably say, how long is it going to take to dry a taco? How long is it going to take to dry a taco? Right up there? So roughly, I give or take the fan on it. It may take a day. Black one was pretty heavy. I'll be taking a set the paint job. Oh well, clean up my area. I got some updating to do on my website, which I will not be recording. Nope. And then, and you know, it's funny because after the jokers come on my channel, and I got to embarrass them, which is sad to do, but I have to. Then they get mad and go, "Oh, he thinks he's better than everybody." Never said that. Just I know myself at the end of the day. You challenge me at the end of the day. I put you on blast, right? And you got belittled and embarrassed, right? And then you're mad at me at the end of the day because I didn't fail whatever you thought I was supposed to do. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to learn to respect it. The guys sat there and said, "Oh, they must get moldy and this, that, and the other." You know, don't see there again. Don't know how to crack books. Now, if they were in an area that can be damp in there, moisture can develop, yeah, that would happen. But I'm not in that area. See, that's one of the things I realized when I was in the garage when I built the PC. I noticed that the material was kind of wet. I said, "Oh, there's moisture in there." That's why I bought an air cleaner, a humidifier. Humidifier dries the air out. And that way, I don't have to worry about any mold. It kills all the mold. Any moisture, it dries it out. On top of that, I have my PCs coated with an insulator that will allow them to keep from basically getting any moisture and causing any problems. But that's how you kill that problem. Get a humidifier and fix it. Shame. I did this off camera, but showed you how to measure your power supply with a piece of paper. Ooh. Yeah. I'm done here. As much as it can dry out. Your electrician? I'll cover it up. Just join it nicely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect fit. Perfect. Reinforce the bottom. Oh, it came up nice. Use green, orange. Now I'll show it up when I'm done with it, because I'm listening to classical music for my paint job, and I'll show you when I'm done. Oh, definitely using that. Take all this stuff. Hey. This is pretty good. This is good. All these bricks. This is for the snug PC over there, crossbite. Got these. One extra Molex. No, that's one extra RGB. There, we're gonna install that. I should install it in the screen. I have to put them in the screen. Up in the screen in different areas. I should do that. I should put a couple in the screen. But how far we get the screen go up? I put a couple of fans in the screen. Full coloring, another thing you want to do. If you're doing vegetable oil full PCs, there's also a way actually to change the color of the vegetable oil without adding any water in there. You put food coloring in there, what's going to happen is that food coloring is going to raise to the top, and then eventually it's going to push over to some of your circuits and take your circuits out. But there's a way actually to color oil without basically causing separation. And then we'll make some colored oil. Yes. Got a nice little offline adventure. We'll be setting up my buddy's man cave with our new screen paint. He's going to do a gallon of it. He's going to do the whole wall with it. And he's going to get that projector, pushy projector, LW400 with that visor to get. You don't need to spend a lot of money. No other stuff. And he's going to do a setup. So we're inviting people over, advertising a company for him. You can watch the game with the lights on, that the screen's washing out. It's football season, people. Football season. Some of you are going to be on white and gray screens, and your stuff is going to be washed out. Meanwhile, we got sports bars. I'm going to do a couple sports bars with that black technology. Well, they can see the game in a fully lit environment, 100% contrast, beautiful colors, and enough to basically wash out a white screen. Really, the only thing we're going to really go against is a white screen. I mean, most people don't have white screens. Alright, we got everything put up. I'm going to get something to eat real quick. I'm hungry. These are the paints I'm going to use right here. Here. Is there anything in this? No. I did with these guys right here. Actually, I got that's a nice blend of colors too. See what I want to do. That's perfect. Paint this going on. Hey. Wow. Kill me. Oh, September the 1st. Guess what? Time's up, Mr. Rogers. I wonder if my state's sitting in there right now. I'll give you due date till Monday. I have my state in there. You're gonna talk trash about me at the end of the day and not get away with it. Remember what I said? I gave an entire month. I have my state put back in. I'm going to show us at the end of the day why your products don't work, why our products are number one. So, I'm going to see my state now. I wonder why. I don't think I am. So, if you took it out to begin with, you can't put it back in. Because it probably don't work. I'm just entertaining this. Because again, as I said before, that you can't make any money off of it. It's a false product. If you're making products that are false, to make a few trinkets of $65, you're only making trinkets. You're making $65. Well, labels cost more than that. Business card costs more than 60. I pay more than ink than $60. You're not gonna never make any money. You never want to make it to the big leagues. You want me to make it out there to get your stuff in stores and companies and getting contracts and all that stuff. You can't get any of that. So your stuff is based on a lie. When your products are based on a lie, you can't go anywhere. We know you can't go anywhere. You can't sell that paint. Anybody who buys this stuff, automatic lawsuit. Can't back it up. The other one, that cheap house paint, that stuff ain't going nowhere. You make a couple of dollars on eBay, that's as far as you can go with it. That's on the other hand, we can go anywhere we want to go. Our product can be contracted. We're going to make millions of dollars off that technology that we use outside. Go to any expo, any show, get all contracts and anything you want. That technology has a future. It has the ability to be able to grow and go where it wants to go. If you base your product off a lie, you're hurting yourself. You can't go anywhere. I can't even get that stuff to work in here. Ugh. Well, you don't consider me a threat. I can't go anywhere. I can get contracted for my technology, make millions of dollars. Hundreds and thousands of dollars. That's up to stuff that they got. You can't go anywhere with it. Don't make any money. Can't go any farther with it. We can leave offline, leave online. Go into offline sales only. We can make money on the technology because that's what it's designed to do. You can't do that. They got to be online all the time because again, they got to figure ways how to scam and fake people at the day. And go to expo with that stuff. If it doesn't work, it don't work. People want to see it. You have no future with your products. No future at all. That's why you're not considered to be a threat to me or anybody else. Because that stuff won't go anywhere. Running up and down doing these fake demonstrations on a product that has no future. Wasted your time on that. Sad. Wasted all that time on a product that got no future whatsoever. Running back and especially Mac if you're running back and forth. Talking about this product and it has no future. You can't do anything with it. You couldn't even sell it to us, your product doesn't work that better. Don't worth anything. That's just first the investor's going to ask at the end of the day, like, who can we sell this to? Can you back this up at 100%? That stuff. I gotta bring this port down to something. Alright, where's my blade at? Oh. The blade back in. So nobody was threatened by your product. And then you have to consider the fact that they literally thought, oh, which McComb goes from right there, so you can't put that there. It's definitely going to have to be over this side. Most likely it's going to have to be here. They thought that their future was YouTube. YouTube is not the stopping ground for all sales for products. It just isn't. It's a nice place to do business at. It's a nice place to try to sell your merchandise on, but it's not the final say of your sales. It's not. YouTube is not where the money's at. The money is out here, offline. That's where the money's at. Expos, shows, trade shows, electronic shows. That's where the money's at. That's where you're going to have your contractors, your investors. They go to those places at the end of the day. That's where you want to be at. That's where you want to be at. But you can't be there if your stuff don't work. If you've been faking your demonstrations and your stuff doesn't work, you can't be there. How are you going to explain to them about range gaining? You can't explain that stuff. That's not unexplainable. Or what if you're in there and you got gray paint and somebody says, hey, can't I get regular gray paint from Home Depot and Lowe's? Want to do the same thing? You're going to have to do that demonstration right there on the spot. And you can't do it on YouTube correctly. Well, guess what's going to happen in a trade show? Because you're going to have one of them in there. You're going to have one of those jerks in there. They're going to make that comment. You're in trouble. What are you going to do? You're going to stay on YouTube and nickel and dime, make a little money. That's what you're going to do. Can't grow, you can't go anywhere, can't get investors, can't get nothing. Because your stuff don't work. Da 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 da. Yeah, you're going to have to prove it. Nobody's going to take your word for it. So it works. No one's going to take your word, you got to back it up. I said it's gonna fail. Not gonna last long. Sure enough, it failed. Only reason on the website's still up there because you can't remove it. If he removes the website, it's gonna make it look bad. Like he's not already looking bad already. That's your future right there. Looks bleak. Check future, Mr. Bird. I can go anywhere the frick I want. That's our technology. You go where the frick we want. I want to be out by the park. Boom, can do it. Be out of the baseball stadium. Boom. Ain't there a baseball stadium down here somewhere? There is. I want to go do a video over there. I forgot about that. There is a baseball stadium down here somewhere. I'm doing a video out there. You go anywhere the frick we want. That's the big thing about our technology. We go where we want to go. I'm stuck inside worrying about sunlight in the window. Please. Be playing that. Where's the whatchamacallit? That goes there. What's the RGB for this? Be playing that. Y'all can't come out to play. Can they come out to play? No, they can't come out to play. Why? Because they don't work out there. The stuff doesn't work out there. They can't come out to play. They're stuck inside, looking out the window, watching us out there having a ball. Come on out and play. The weather's nice. Can't be out there. Y'all inside with freaking 3,000, 4,000. We outside with 300 lumen projectors outside playing around. That's pretty sad. You know that, right? And y'all talked all that trash. And here y'all inside. And y'all can't even come outside at 300 lumens. Man, when we get the plateau about to get, we're gonna run all over everybody. You get mad all you want. How's that gonna affect me? I'm gonna make millions of dollars. That technology there makes $1,200 every 24 by 36 makes $1,200. I saw 3 of those screens. That's $3,600 I make within a couple of minutes. Companies literally don't want surfaces way bigger than that. You're going to my surface, a 4 by 8 surface is $4,000. And I got people want to buy 10, 20, 30 of those. So a disliker, that doesn't mean nothing to me. I could buy a boat, buy cars, and buy whatever the frick I want at the end of the day. How in the world would that disrupt me knowing that I had that technology sitting over there waiting for me? And the new one we have coming up pretty soon for that one. That doesn't faze me. So what? You take away a light, you give a light? The hell's it going to affect me? Is it going to take 12 grand out of my pocketbook at the end of the day? In my pocket, am I going to lose $12,000 on that? No. Am I going to lose a contract over that? No. I don't lose anything over that. That's why I said at the end of the day, doing that, it's childish. We see it as childish at the end of the day. You get mad all you want and all that, it doesn't make a difference to me. That comes down to the people that are the haters. The haters at the end of the day get mad at the end of the day, and they call themselves coming into my channel, and I say, well, I'll take away a like from them. I'll give them a like and I'll take it away, and that'll hurt them. I won't be in the room, that'll hurt them. No, it doesn't hurt me at all. My technology keeps going on. You are not the final say when it comes to my work. God is the final say that comes to my work, not you. That doesn't bother us one bit. I did all that campaigning for what? For our technology to get contracted, for our technology to have advertising companies on us, for our technology to have the only daylight projection screen on the market. Yeah. And then you're mad about it at the end of the day. You're upset and bitter about it. That's a true hater right there. Mad and bitter over our work. Alright. I'm done here. I'm going to go out. Get myself something to eat. Got my progress done better than what I thought it was. I got it much better. I'm going to start my corrosion job, I think later on tonight, when all this basically dries down. And to remember this, $1,200. $1,200 for every square. We have an advertising company pushing our technology. You think about that. The first technology that can operate anywhere it wants to go. Outside, inside, anywhere it wants to go. The first daytime projection screen technology. And you think about that. And you want to get, at the end of the day, you think your little hatred of dislikes and all that stuff basically disrupt my company? Nah. You think your complaints at the bottom of you crying and whining? All I see is crybabies. I don't see anybody doing anything at all but just crying. At least do something productive with your time. And that's just for that surface. Imagine what we get for, like I said, 4 by 8 or something bigger, because they want customization for bigger. So you can get mad all you want, jump up and down and scream and whatever you do. That's not going to take anything from my company. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. We'll just use the paint here. Excuse me. So roughly, I sell 30 of them screens, which that shouldn't be no problem to do. But that technology does, not a problem at all. That's $36,000 a day. If I only want to do 30 screens a day, so I just want to do 30 screens, that's all I want to sell is 30 screens. Mind you, like I said, I don't have no expensive habits. My life is basically simple. I don't spend money for a lot of expensive stuff, don't need it in the day. I like to build stuff out of cardboard. I'm really like, what's the word for it? I like portable stuff. I do it. I don't spend money for expensive sneakers and all that stuff. I enjoy a ham sandwich. Nothing on it. Just regular basic ham sandwich. That's it. My life is pretty simple. I don't need much to entertain me at all. So since my lifestyle is very simple and all that, I don't need that type of money at all. But that technology right there is going to basically generate that kind of revenue. 30 screens a day is $36,000 I make a day. If I decide to make a limited edition, which I'm not, I'm going to basically break things out. That was not bad. So we do 100 of these things. Oh yeah, that definitely. Definitely. And my competition, well, I don't have any competition. We don't have one. Black Diamond, lead screens, whatever, that technology can take them out with no problem. So I can easily dominate their market with no problem. I can dominate all the outside screens, no problem. All home theater, no problem. Every branch we dominate. I can't wait to launch it. The only people upset are just haters. You're the ones upset. I got customers already lined up for it. I got two rich guys in the day. They're multi-millionaires. One owns a yacht, and the other one got this whole penthouse. It looks like the size of Macy's in that thing. And they're going to buy screens to advertise to the rich friends in the day, and they want to be investors. They want in on it. So I'm good. I'm set. So you put in your dislikes and whatever in the day, I'll be making millions of dollars. You go in and complain on your channel, I'll be making millions of dollars. You go put your little paint up and say, we're going to go against them. Who freaking cares? I'm making millions of dollars. That tickle's worth millions. The advertising part of it is worth millions of dollars. There's so many different ways that screen what it can do. And the new technology, the black technology, that's why we got the connection here. That's why we got that artificial encryption technology on that machine over there. Wait till you see what that thing does. And all you influencers on YouTube that talked about the P2, whatever, we're going to take all those different projectors and show you what you did wrong. And show you why our technology is the only reason why that machine will function correctly. And we got plans. We got big plans. So, with our technology, your projector doesn't function. And anybody else who wants to come against us, well, you know our track record already. We built a track record on YouTube for crushing companies, for crushing people at the end of the day. You know what we're capable of doing. You said something bad about our company, sign up a contract and bring you in court and embarrass you. You'll lose millions of dollars. It'll be on public domain. Everybody will see exactly how badly you failed in court. It will crush your businesses. You can engineer technology in 20 years. You can never keep up to us. It takes some years to develop one screen. We can engineer in 20 minutes. Develop a screen that can absorb sunlight. At 300 lumens, yeah, they'll never catch up to us. We'll be light years ahead of you. That's what you're dealing with. And that's why the haters are so bitter and upset. You can't go anywhere. Your products are based off lies. You know what you did? They went out, made these fake products, trying to make me look bad, as I said before. But the problem is you really didn't put the time in to build something good. You just built something to try to come against me, which was a failure, wasn't it? You got crushed in the process. We dogged you out, right? All right then. Now your very product is worth nothing because you can't go to any suppliers. You can't even start a business. You can't invest some money on that junk at the end of the day. It's not been properly tested. You can't go to trade shows. How are you going to explain that stuff in a trade show? Somebody walks in front of your gray screen with a hoodie on, you're screwed. Somebody takes a tablecloth and drapes it over your screen, you're screwed. You got no way to back yourself up. Half the stuff you wrote in your specifications are fake, and you don't even know your product as it is. You see Jamie's specification sheet on his YouTube and on the eBay listing? It's missing a ton of information. What's the viewing angle on the product? What's the minimum projectors that can use outside? What's the color of the product? What size screen paint can you get from 32 ounces? If I'm painting a 1610, what's my max out screen size? If I'm doing 239 and 235.1, what is the maximum size that I'm getting out of a 32 ounce? Can't answer any of those questions, can you? What is the difference between your product versus certified technology? Are you better than the gunmetal screens? Can you prove and show demonstrations on this? What's the distance still on your screen? So how far would I have to go back if your screen started to deteriorate? Is the screen ambient light rejection technology? It never said anything on it about being ambient light rejection. That's not even there either. It's missing. Here's a summary there. That's called a summary. There's nothing there. What's the shelf life on the paint? Is it VOC? Is it eco-friendly? What's the washing and cleanup regimen on that? Anything on there? If I'm using it outside, what time of the day does the screen actually activate? What's the contrast levels on it? What's the color balance on it? None of that's there at all, period. He doesn't even have his ultra short throw compatible, and he uses it on an ultra short throw. If I'm using it on a Pico projector, what time can I use this in the daytime hours with the Pico? Pico projectors are designed different from the regular projectors. They have a lower lumen count, which means in everyday well-lit environments, they don't do so well. So you have to ask, these are the questions that are going to come up. Where are these questions that you don't have nothing on there? You got a summary. That's what you have on there. Is it oil-based or is it water-based? If I'm using it through a paint sprayer, what type of paint sprayer can I use? Are you using a stain sprayer? Are we using one of the big boy heavy sprayers? What is it going to take? It's going to take heavier compressor to push it through. Is it a thick? Is it water-based? What is it? What do you have? What's the texture material? What type of surface can we paint this on? Someone mess around, paint that onto an inflatable projection screen, but acrylic doesn't hit the inflatable screen. You're talking about there's different types of PVC. So the PVC on the motorized projection screen is more stiff, more rigid because it's designed to roll up into the screen. Where you have the kind that's actually on a fixed range screen, it's more of a softer because it's designed to stretch around the material. Well, when it comes down to inflatables, inflatables have a different type of PVC. And this sucker is very temperamental. You coat that stuff with acrylic, you will destroy the screen. Why? Because it constantly collects moisture. Heat hits the screen all the time because it's outside. And therefore it starts to sweat. When it starts to sweat, and you take the screen and fold it up. What happens is, as it starts to dry, your screen and that surface will marry to each other and you can't pull the screen apart. Oh, they didn't know anything about that, did you? You have to know that stuff. What if somebody decides to take a fixed range screen outside and say, yeah, I'll paint it, put this up. We've done it already. There are two things you have to know about putting a fixed range screen. Three things you have to know about putting a fixed range screen outside because you will wreck the screen. They don't even know what it is, but we do because we've done it multiple times. That's how we know. So there's a whole lot of stuff missing. What's about the reaction if I paint this on wood? Does it require priming? There's nothing on there. What type of paint rollers are we using? Nothing on there. Are we using a gnat roller, foam roller? What about the size of the roller? If it's a short roller and you're using a larger screen, this may cause streaking problems. All that's missing. So I'm going to send you a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to send it right through your chat on there and see what you can tell me. I'm going to pick your brain. I can send it right now. I'll wait till Monday. I'll send it through. No, sorry, wait till Tuesday. It's Monday today. I'll send it to Tuesday. I'm going to send him a whole bunch of things. Just like I said on camera, I'll send it back to him. I expect your answers off of you. Since you wrote that mess in there to begin with, because this is a summary, that's basically about it. Tell me. Speak to me. Bet you can't tell me. You're about to get into the harder stuff. It's a projector mapping. What's the word for the projector? Well, yeah, projector mapping here. Right there. That's projector mapping equipment right there. So, tell me. Can I use that for projector mapping? With the contrast of this pickup. There's nothing there. He doesn't even have what color it is. You could be getting anything in that can. And guess what it says on its return policy? You don't have one. There's no return on a product that literally has only one picture in it that just shows the container of the paint. There's no pictures whatsoever. There's no videos on it. We haven't seen the videos on this stuff. It's house paint. And it's nothing in the specification sheet. Nothing else. So what did you buy? For $65. But you could have went into Home Depot and got it for $30. Or, on our behalf, we made it for $11. The same paint for $11. And it's like that. So what they're hoping is, they're hoping that they get somebody in there who doesn't know much, make a rip them off. Jamie, I could shut eBay down if I want to. I can go into this black technology, I can wipe your paint out and everybody else's paint on there, but no problem whatsoever. Got yourself under the desk right now. So there's nothing but house paint. And I'll tell you something, the guy called Paint on HD, his paint is better than his. Because I tested his paint against Jamie and he beat Jamie's paint. I'm on a YouTube video, did test myself. Nothing on there. What the heck am I buying? Yeah, we put a summary on there. So that way, if you did any of the things I just mentioned a few minutes ago, say you take it outside. There's no summary on it there's nothing telling you what time of the day you can run it on. Let's say you just had to run it at roughly, maybe, because you see our videos at the end of the day, and this guy's bragging saying he does the same thing we do. We can operate at 4, 5 o'clock. You may try to do the same thing I'm doing. And you go to turn on your projector and your screen doesn't fall. You can contact him at the end of the day and say, hey, look, I tried to run this at 5 o'clock. I saw this guy called Mr. Bird do it. He was out there at 5 o'clock doing it. Especially if you're going to make the credit saying you have the same thing that SFEG technology we have. You're going to try to do it at 9 o'clock. This stuff is not going to read at 9 o'clock. We tested your stuff. It doesn't read at 9 o'clock. I said, we can't get the screen to pull up. What's wrong with it? I thought this was a good screen paint. What are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them something that wasn't added in the specification sheet. Well, it's not designed for that, something that you should have had in the specification sheet. You're telling me it's not designed for that. I'd like to get my money back. I'm sorry, we don't have any returns. What you do, take a small claims court. What you do. Don't contact PayPal. Don't even get PayPal involved in that. PayPal is going to return your money. That's what they're going to do. It returns $60 to your account. This $60 is not going to cover the time that you wasted to buy that product and paint it down to your surface. That's not going, your time you can't get back. So you need to get your time back. What you do is you take Fernando to small claims court and you sue him for $12,000. That's what you do. Or you sue him for 10 grand. Whatever it is in your state that what you get, but it's small claims court. Now, if you sit there and say, well, I got to get a lawyer involved. There's no lawyers involved for small claims. It's you, him, and judge. That's it. There's like an arbitration here. That's all it is. So you go in there, you spend your $100. You're going to get it back either way because you take it out of his part. You're going to have to pay court costs if he loses. Go to court and say, hey, look, this is specification sheet, Your Honor. It says nothing about the time of day we're supposed to operate. We had a dinner party, an engagement. We invested in his product. Nothing came up. When I requested my money back, he said no. So you take a small claims court. That's what you do. Get a judgment on him. Get up to 12 grand out of him. Then when you get done, you're finished and all that, you're going to win it either way. He's not going to show up. He's nowhere near. He's going to walk out of that apartment. He's not going to do it. So he's not going to show up. And you go from there. And then when you go from there, you can then run it. How do I execute judgment on my claim? Don't let it sit around. Execute judgment the same day you get it. Go up there to the floor where they tell you to go. Go execute judgment on it. Get a debt collector to go to his property and get whatever you got to get. Whatever you got to get your money. That's what you do. And get sued for that. And on top of that, you want to take a little farther, because you can, you file against them for basically consumer fraud. You can get them on that too. So now we'll have to go to court for that one. He can't skip that one because we're going to criminal charges. They don't have to show up to that one. So, okay. I said the stuff you have on here on this site, that's you have nothing on there. It's a summary. That's what he has. Summary explains the story about the product. You know, it doesn't tell you specifications. There's a lot of stuff missing off here. You got somebody else to write that for him. His spelling's bad. Do me a favor, find the person who spelled it and get him to put down what you're supposed to have on it. Don't make anything up. Like 2-quarts paint to 300 inch screen. Don't do that. That'll get you in trouble. But a lot of people don't take it to court because they figure at the end of the day I gotta get a lawyer and all that. No, you don't. Take it to small claims court. Just like that. You can't back that stuff up. If I sent it to his front door and he sent it back to me, I should tell you right there he can't back it up. I tell you right there, he can't back it up. He sent that stuff back to us, he can't back it up. You could have a small camper gun for easily 12 grand. Easy. Easy. Now, if you say, what about us? Oh, man. Jamie's about to get sued for millions of dollars. A lot of money. Copyright infringement. He's going to be hit pretty hard. But there's a problem there. He ain't legal. So it'll be there. The charges and stuff will be there. Enough for them to say that, hey, there's enough to to transport him out. There is enough there to do it. But in order to see the light of day, see him in court, nah, they're going to override all that. Yeah, right. They don't come and override all that. There's no way they're going to override it. We ain't got no say in that. That's why I'm glad I ain't spend that money. If I had dished out that money for that call, oh my goodness, man, I'd have been ticked off. ICE would have came in and told me that, oh, well, you know, you ain't going to see him in court because, you know, we taking over this. I'd have been ticked off. Like, well, we're going to reimburse my freaking money at the end of the day. Yeah, that'd have been ticked. I'm glad I didn't spend that money. Nope. And he ain't on eBay right now. How come you're not on eBay? I'm looking at it right now. How come you're not on eBay? I didn't take him off. He was on eBay. I told you he's going to buy his product. He's going to buy his product and bring it down here for testing. Of course he's going to pull it. That stuff doesn't work. It's trash. I've been telling y'all that for years. Jamie's a scammer. He's a professional scammer. I told you that. It ain't on here. Look at this. It ain't on here. Because what did I say in the YouTube video? I said I'm going to buy your product and bring it down here for testing. I'm going to put you against the free mix that he sent back. That's what I said. And I said that we're going to put you against the product we have in here, against our black technology. Of course he sent it. He removed it. Told you that. He's a scammer. But you know, y'all keep getting ripped off by him. Because that's what he keeps doing. He'll rip you guys off every single chance we can get. Where's it at? Projector, screen paint. You can't put down screen paint. If you put down screen paint, what it looks up as screen paint for actually t-shirts. It's a screen paint for t-shirts and stuff like that. That's that category. You got to put down projector screen paint. That's how people will find your stuff. There's paint on screens. There's HD projector screens. I've done them. I painted this stuff. It's actually pretty good. If you're going to do a gray screen, I would advise you go with them. And we're back in that's it. All these right here are just projection screens from here. Now, if he was in as a new listing, he would have been right up top, where he should have been at. He ain't there. Let's keep going. We go all the way to the bottom. Maybe he got underneath something else. Let's put down Crow in there. See if it comes up underneath that. See if it comes up underneath this. We're nasty, Roy. You're doing too much. One result for Crow. Let me see. One result for Crow. Let me see. It comes up on here. There we go. Here he is. He's in here. But you gotta stop hiding on his listings, man. Let's go over and see what you got. All right. That's why you gotta type that in, because he'll hide his listing. Let me see what we got here. This is what we're going to test it on. Let's see. let me show you, he's missing a lot in the specification sheet. We got time to wait for my machine to dry over there so I can finish my paint jobs. That's why I'm waiting for my machine to dry. You say you ain't doing anything? Yeah, I built that today. Anyway, so I'm waiting for that to dry. So let's see what you're getting here. Because, man, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to test you on everything you could possibly think of. Jamie, if you fail, if this thing matches what I have behind here, yeah, we're gonna have to have someone at your front door. Definitely have someone at your front door. You already got enough heat already. You're under investigation for a lot of stuff right now. You don't need no more heat right now. It's gonna give you more. And we got to contact eBay, reach out to them, and then show them that yeah, all that's gonna go quick. So let me see right here. Enhancement for your home experience. This is basically a summary. With Crow's projection screen paint designed to improve. So what we're missing here, people, look at it. What color is the paint? Visual, crafted, optional viewing. Let's see. Viewing. The screen coating ensures seamless and consistency. Images, ideal for movies. Blah, blah, blah. See anything here for color? What color is the screen? See anything there? What color is the screen? There's no color there, right? So again, you don't know. You have to tell the color of the screen. He could switch it out to any color he wants to because you don't know the color of it. So that's a problem right there. Good luck fighting that one on the claim. Another problem you have here. Is it low odor? Is it eco-friendly? Is it water-based? What type of rollers are we using to paint the screen? There's nothing there telling you what type of rollers to paint the screen. Are they 9-inch rollers, 3-inch rollers, 6-inch rollers? What are we talking about? Are they going to be matte rollers? Or are they going to be foam rollers? What type of surface are we going to be able to paint this on? Nothing there. Can we paint this on vinyl? If you paint this thing on vinyl, you know what happens on the paint on a vinyl tarp? This stuff will crack and peel like there's no tomorrow. How many applications does it take to paint it on? There's nothing there telling you how many applications. Is it 1 coat? Is it 2 coat? Nothing there at all. What's the drying time on the screen? There's nothing there at all whatsoever. Period. Nothing there. What's the viewing angle on the screen? Is it 150? Is it 160? Is it 170? 180? Missing. What time of the day can I operate the screen? Nothing there. So if you decide to fire this up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you could sue him. You know why? Because if he doesn't read it at 12 o'clock, and he says, well, the screen wouldn't pull at 12 o'clock. Well, it didn't say there in the specifications. There you go. Open lawsuit right there. So that's not there. What time of the day is the screen activate? What's the lumen count on the projector? Nothing there. You see anything there speaking about lumens? What's the lumen required? Minimum lumen required. Does it operate with ultra short throws? He didn't even have his ultra short throw up here. Nothing there. I think you copied and pasted this. This looks like a copy and paste job. There's nothing there at all, period. Oh my goodness. It has no type of surface until the surface type. It has no instructions on how to paint the screen at all, period. People sit there and go, we have no instructions. You have any different paint down demonstrations we've done on camera? I've literally done dozens and dozens and dozens of paint the screen, hang it up, dry it, and display it. There you go. So easy your kids can paint it, literally. Nothing there at all, period. Nothing at all. Not a thing, not a thing. So you have no color of the paint. You have no, basically, I'm telling you what time of the day you can operate it. What's the lumen? What's the basic lumen count for the projector? That's the minimum you can go on. You don't have nothing that tells you when you can use it outside, because somebody might take it at any time of the day. You don't have anything on there telling you about surface, what surface you can paint it on. Is it compatible with motorized projection screens, fixed frame screens? Does it work with vinyl? Does it work with glass? Does it work with plexiglass? Does it work with wood? Does it work with surface? Nothing there at all, period. There's nothing there at all, period. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. What's the angle gain on it? Angle gain is very important. Screens can go dark around angle gain on the screen. What's the distance throw? If I drop this back 16 feet, is the screen going to start to deteriorate? Is it ambient light rejection technology? Do you see anything in there describing it's not, as it is, or it's not ambient light rejection? Nothing there at all, period. All missing. This is why Jamie went in and stole our specification sheet off our site. You know why? Because he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to write a specification sheet. Our specification sheets are designed by testing. That's how they're designed. Since you don't test a product, you don't know what the product can do. This is a summary he just gave you. Nothing there. What's the screen size I'm going to get out of 32 ounces? Anything there? It doesn't even tell you you're getting 32 ounces. You see a can up there that says 32 ounces, but that can be anything. You can mess around and get 24 ounces. You need to have it say right here, you're getting 32 ounces or a quart of screen paint. Not by one picture that it has up there that you would insinuate that can be 32 ounces. He can literally send you 24 ounces. There's a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong when you don't have proper specifications in here that are missing. So he can send you anything. And then let's see what the return policy is on this thing. Is there an exchange? Anything on here? Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Where's that policy? Is there a policy return? Anything up here? Let me see. No, look, he marked it up to $75. Now he's trying to get 75. It was 65. Now he's trying to get 75. On house paint. Now what they'll do is they'll go in here and they'll mark this down. They'll put down available 4. They make it seem like they've only got 4 left, like someone's buying them. No, you can go in and mark down how many you have available. You're just going to basically how much stock you have. You have 10, 1,000, whatever. He's marking it down to make it look like he's making sales, but he's not making sales off this at all, period. And then he raised the price to $75. You can pay $75 for something we made for $11. So, Fernando, this is what I'm going to do for you. We're going to ship you back up the same paint. Plus, let's see, we're going to make the same product here. I want you to put it against this one right here. Live, YouTube. We get that box sent back again, you got your answer already from the door. That's how we're going to nip this nonsense in the butt. We're going to make the same blend, the same thing we made, send it up to him, and let's see. You don't have a color, this, nothing. Hopefully in the video, if he does the video demonstration, maybe you can see what color it is. $75. That's not even worth $75. More like, we made it for $11. We got 2 quarts for $11. For $11. That's all we got. We got 2 quarts for $11. Let me see. Return details. Here we go. Here we go right here. So this is what you're walking into. You can't exchange it. You can't no ship back policy. Nothing. This is what it has right here. No returns. No returns. But backed by eBay. Guaranteed. Now, eBay will give you your money back. You get your money back through eBay. But he'll say no returns. The reason why he put no returns up there because he knows there is a good possible chance of you finding one of our videos and seeing that the stuff is nothing more than house paint or the ship back policy. So to prove to you that the product doesn't work, again, we'll entertain it. Because again, his time is ticking right now. He doesn't know who's going to show up at that front door. But until then, we're going to send them back out. The network gray, the same product we have here, which is the microblend slip silver. No, not a microblend slip silver. Get it right. A Metallica Mix 2.0. We're going to send the Metallica Mix 2.0 to his front door again. All you got to do is sign for it, Jamie. That's all you have to do, and put it against this product live. That's what we want to see live. Meanwhile, my friend may come in and buy the product to make sure he doesn't change the color of it. Because Jamie changes the color of stuff. And again, we have to contact eBay because again, from the listing we have here, there is a ton of information missing on the product. It doesn't even have the color of it. There's no color there. So you don't know what you're getting yourself into. $75. Man, I ain't paying $75 for no gray paint. You gotta be kidding me. My cat's blanket can match that stuff. No way in the world. I'm not going to be paying some $75 for some gray paint. No. Jamie, this is true technology right here. All that stuff is tested. And this is what he's mad about. He wants to be in our market. You can't be in my market at the end of the day. You don't make proper products. You don't know what you're doing. Let's go over to, let me see. We have here. This is my specification sheet versus yours. That's my summary right there. You're missing a ton of information. Surface info. We have to put down white screen level info as we do demonstrations on 1,000 lumen projectors and projectors lower than that, showing white levels versus our own products. We even have a section for conjugated cardboard because that particular cardboard surface wreaks havoc on our screen, so we advise you do not use this. Right there. Right here we have category for basically fully ultra short compatible. We have different from minimum lumen 1,000. He's missing all that right there. What's the size of your screen that you painted? 120 inch, 16:9 is what we get out of ours. That's for the 24 ounces. That's what we get from 24 ounces. So our 24 ounces, our coverage is 120 inches for basically 24 ounces. When he requires 32. 32, we get 150. I know because I have all the paint down demonstrations to display. You got to do the paint downs. Very important. Let's see. Completely water base right there. All that has to be, he's missing that. 5 years shelf life, low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly, clean up, warm water, and mild soaps. That's something he ripped off, tried to rip off my site. One coat application. You don't even have how many coats it requires. With different types of projectors. The viewing angle, none of that on there. What's the gain on it category? Nothing there. And you see this, Jamie? These are all links. All these links have demonstrations on black versus black demonstrations, demonstrations on paint on applications, demonstrations on outside demonstrations, demonstrations on low lumen projector demonstrations. Yeah, all these links right here, baby. Look at that. 300 lumen demo. Outside. Where you at? On that fake paint. Look at that. That's all us. That's all us right there. Where you at on that fake paint? 300 lumens outside. That's what my customers get in the day. And again, my customers' demonstrations are better than most people who sell paints right now. That's on 300 lumens outside. Got to be able to back your stuff up. Picture demonstration, tons of pictures, video links in here, the whole 9 yards, and free LED lights for our customers, like those over there. We give away for free because we can do that. Shipping policy. We even have a ship back policy, snail mail policy. Every kind of policy you can possibly think of we have in here for us and also for our customers. Our shipping overseas is no form of what you call surcharge fee. All shipping overseas is absolutely free from our company. Smooth application paint down. Paint and dry demonstration. You gotta do these. So it covers that printed box just like that. Because that means if your wall has any form of print, anything drawn or whatever's on there, it doesn't make a difference. There's no priming involved. Just whoop, you're done. See it right there? None of that 3-inch, whatever nonsense, no. One coat, and you're done. That's it. I can paint it in any direction I choose, and it dries. That's the same technology you saw sitting outside at 300 lumens. I can pull white levels outside at 300 lumens outside. Can't bring any excess paint. Rogers, you can learn something from this. See, I don't got to pass over the screen multiple times because I'm afraid that the color is going to change on me. See how it's still black in the container, black on the lid, nothing changes. See how smooth the application goes down? Nice and smooth. You see that right there? Dried it with an air cleaner like that. Look at that. Just to show you, Jamie, at the end of the day, that next time we give you permission to make a screen, make sure the rollers are black, not gray. These are people who basically we gave him permission to make our paint. He failed twice. Kept coming up gray. Because he put something that put mica, white paint, and some silver, and whatever mess he put in there. He just made more silver. He turned it gray. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know what you're doing. Now this is what you're supposed to see. In any video we do, whether large screen, small screen, whatever it may be on site, you will watch drying time. Because again, if they edited this part, there's a number of things that could go wrong with the screen. Like in Roger's demonstration, which he pulled the video. You know why he pulled the video? Because the one on the floor magically turned black, but the one he painted on the table didn't. Oh, you think we didn't see that, did you? Oh, we saw it. We definitely saw it. We definitely saw it. Everybody else in the forum site saw it too. Like, did you just see that? This screen just turned black. The screen turned black because he painted over it and edited it out. Can't do that. Wash this off with just water. You don't have to put soap in it if you don't want. Jimmy projector. 300 lumens. Look at the smooth. Look how smooth. Look how smooth that is. Look how smooth. Smooth. No streaks. No imperfections. Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing at all. You see how smooth that looks? Look how smooth that looks. Smooth, baby. Smooth. See how it looks right there? Smooth. No imperfections, no little dots, marks, nothing. Smooth. The way it's supposed to look. That's how you do it. I've been doing this stuff for years, man. Developing black technology, that's our trade at the end of the day. But it kills me at the end of the day when we get people who just come on and go, no. Go somewhere with that nonsense. We engineered that stuff. We're the ones who made it. You can sit behind and call yourself Mr. Philosopher all you want. Man, I will beat the crap out of you. Lucky we didn't get our hands on that screen paint. He is so lucky. We got our hands on that stuff, man. That stuff would have went through the grinder. It would have never passed. It would have failed miserably. That stuff was garbage. Range gain. More like the range gain. That stuff was not working. Anybody else figure out how to get that stuff to work? Because we can't figure it out. We can go talk to multiple people about that whole nonsense. And they can't figure it out. Talked to the owner multiple times. We sent them out messages. It's on the blacklist. Went and contacted them multiple times. No response back. So, what you got? You got that range gain? Deranged gain. That's a deranged gain. Deranged gain. Got to be deranged to work with that stuff. Speed this up because I got things to do. I'm going to get on some eat. See right there, right from the door. Bam! 300 miles. Well, sorry, up in our ceiling, we got 24,000 in the ceiling. You see everything reflecting off that desk? That's how much light lands over top of that screen. Look at the image. Look at the image. Check out the white boots. Check that out. Look at that. Right from the door. Right from the door. And got the little fan on it drying at the same time. Look at that. Oh, you come on, you naysayers. Don't get all mad. Don't get mad because we kick y'all butt every day. I told you we kick y'all behind every single day. Every day. Y'all talk trash. We crush you. Every day. Y'all get so mad at the end of the day, y'all commit crimes. That's how bad it is. That's how sad it is. They get so mad that they commit crimes. And now you're going to go to court for this. Because you're going to paint my screen in. You're going to get up in that corner. I don't care how bad your hands shake. You're going to grab that roller. You're going to paint my screen in. And you're going to try to prove to them at the end of the day that my stuff looks the same on your videos. And if you don't, you're going to find yourself behind bars. For those of you that are here in the States, they're not going to suffer the consequences. This one's leaving. But those of you in the States that are going to be accused of this nonsense at the end of the day, we bring you into court, you're going to paint my screen in. If I see you outside, I'm going to have a little talk with you. You might as well give me your stuff now. Because when I get in that courtroom, I'm going to clean your clock. You're walking out there with a wheelbarrow around your waist and nothing on. I'm going to clean your clock in there. You're going to paint my screen in there. We got all your videos, all your demonstrations. We're going to post them up there so everybody can see it. And I want you to paint my screen in and make it look exactly the way you said in your video. Because if you mess up in that courtroom, I guarantee you one thing. It's going to cost you $1 million, a lot of money. I'm going to sue you for $1 million. Oh, definitely, yes. And I want at least 5 years of your life. So don't mess up when we get you in there. And mind you, I've been in these courtrooms before. The lighting we have in that office is far brighter than what they have in there. So you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So hopefully, you don't end up getting one of those letters. It's going to cost you $1 million. They execute judgment on $1 million. You know how fast a debt collector will hit your property? By the time, if you're lucky, if no charges are filed against you, the chances are, if the judge asks us to approach the bench, he's going to ask me at the end of the day, would I like to pursue criminal charges? And I'm going to say yes. So that means those separate charges means that you're going to have to come back again, and you're just going to have to be able to prove that or something. It ain't going to help you because you lost the first lawsuit, so that's not going to help. It's an open and shut. The lawyer's job at the end of the day is going to try to minimize your damage. Minimize the damage on trying to minimize how much jail time you're going to receive for this mess. Now mind you, if we take it to federal court, and federal court basically, the fraud charges at the end of the day, you can get 20 years. But again, you should have thought about all that before you decide to get on YouTube and think you could hide behind a channel and no one would figure out where you're at. That's what they thought at the end of the day. They thought no one's going to find them. Let's go do dumb stuff at the end of the day because no one will find us. And now we know where you live at. Yeah, different story, right? Yeah, it's a different story. Big different story. Yeah, there you go. Different story now. You can send an agent to your front door. Right? Kind of failed, didn't it? Now you're going to be in a courtroom. You're going to face the nonsense you actually basically posted on the internet. And, well, you know it's going to go from there. Are we dry yet? I want some potato chips. Maybe to get over there. I don't know. Some of these areas that are thick with paint to make sure that I disconnected that one. I want to make sure that we're good to go. Oh yeah, that's why you don't do dumb stuff. You thought Mr. Burber's just going to disappear and, you know, I'm putting enough pressure on him, he'll just leave and that and the end of the day and blah, blah, blah. Gentlemen, you're a bunch of adolescent little trolls at the day. That's what you are. Man-child. That's what you are. I'm used to basically going head-to-head with companies, corporations, businesses. People got powerhouse attorneys. That's what I'm used to going against. You guys are easy at the end of the day. Just let you run your mouths, do all the dumb stuff that you do, gather up all this information on you. Pretty soon you'll break the law bad enough, which you've already done. Gather up all that information on you, and then basically bite my time, wait a little longer, let you do more dumb stuff, gather all that information on you, and then pay Matrix to come in and figure out where you're at. And that's it. And once we got your information, your address, and we go from there. Go to courts, file all this stuff against you, and there we go. See you in court. That's all we did. That's all we have to do. You guys hang yourselves at the end of the day. Because you think at the end of the day, you think, oh, I got him good, I'm going to do it. No, we're just gathering stuff on you, getting you ready for court. So you're going to see all that stuff again, but the difference is a judge is going to be watching it with us. And that judge is going to make the decision of the fate of your life. Dummies. Can't be that stupid. I'm like, they can't be that stupid. Apparently they are. That's what they call the revolving door. The revolving door. That's what that's called. I saw a guy get out of prison, and I was like, how the freak they letting him out? Man, come on, man, it's crazy. I said, no, he got the revolving door going on process. What's a revolving door? Oh, sometimes they let people out over and over again so they can build up charges on them. So the next time they have enough on him and they want to give them heavy numbers at the end of the day, he can't complain. Hey, we let you out a couple of times, and every time we let you out, you committed crimes and we brought you in. So this time we're going to hit you with a 30-year prison sentence. Or a 40-year prison sentence. They call it the revolving door. They're going to hang you. Now, some people are lucky. Some people go out, they're the revolving door, and they don't come back. And they're happy with that. You're never coming back. You're working with society now. You know, you're doing what you're supposed to do, being an honest, good citizen. They're happy with that, but they're hoping that you don't, because we want to hang you. So that's what they call the revolving door process. And it's the same thing when you watch people do dumb stuff online. You just collect your stuff. That's all we do. You do dumb stuff, collect this, collect this, collect it. We don't throw any of that stuff away. We got all your stuff all stacked together for court. Because when a judge sees it, this is what it hurts the most. That's the person you have to convince in that courtroom. Not me, not my lawyer. You got to convince that person sitting on top of that whole podium thing that you are an outstanding citizen and you should be allowed to go out and be free. That's who you have to convince. And if they see that stuff that we have on you guys at the end of the day, you know the outcome of what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. The sad thing about it is that these guys really think at the end of the day they weren't going to get caught. And now you have to be, I know you're afraid. You have to consider the fact that you're going to be visiting a prison soon. Your first day in could be your last day in. I'm telling you, it's a very violent place. It is. Think it's a joke. You got to watch that day called, what's it called, 60 days something? They spend 6 days in jail, whatever it is. It's crazy. Your first day can be your last day. But, you know, you get a chance to get that experience. It's not a joke. It's not something you want to play around with. But don't figure it out. Everything you've done is going to carry a jail time. I mean, if you get a year in jail is even dangerous. Because your last day could be your last day could be your last day. Your first day could be your last day. Sorry about that. Because, you know, you get in there. And like I said, it's all about opportunity. Opportunity. You know, someone look at you and they think it's opportunity. That's extra food for them at the end of the day. Because they can take food off your plate. If you're not going to fight them at the end of the day, then they know you're an easy target. And if you don't fight them, that means the next man over there who saw you somebody take food off your plate, it's an opportunity for him. Unless the other guy going to step in and say, no, that's mine at the end of the day. I'm taking his food at the end of the day. You're not going to take his food. Now, they're going to have a little quarrel they got to get into. And he's going to show to him at the end of the day that he's going to allow him to take where he's taking off your plate. It's crazy, but it's true. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So they're going to throw hands. But meanwhile, in the middle, either way, they're going to take off your plate. So you're going to have to fight somebody. You're going to have to. You don't got no choice. You're going to have to throw hands. If you ain't going to throw hands, then that means you're easy pickings. Which means if you're easy pickings and they can take food off your plate, then they're going to take something else. Because they know you're not going to fight back. So that's the situation you got yourself into, gentlemen, unfortunately. Because you want to be on YouTube acting like a bunch of little 16-year-old kids, carrying on and acting up, playing little kid games. And that's where you landed yourself into that situation. Landed yourself in that bad situation. That's what you did. Now you're going to sit there and say, oh, you're a Christian, you shouldn't. No, it's going to happen to you. You broke the law. That's what you did. You broke the law. That stuff we haven't following you right now, it's going to go before a judge sooner or later. It's going to pop up on a judge. And you're going to basically get a notice that, hey, guess what? You got some paperwork on you. Is this something for you to be in court? So and so and so. It's going to come up. There's no way around this. I know you want to forget this and think it's never not going to happen. It is going to happen. Sooner or later, you're going to be sitting in front of a judge. The other one, on the other hand, he got it far worse because the situation where he's going at, he might not even get due process. At least at the end of the day, you guys are going to get some kind of due process. I mean, you're still going to go inside, but still, at least you got some kind of due process. He's not even getting that. So I don't know what's going to go on with that one. Whew. Even a criminal should get due process. Everyone is entitled to due process. Whether you're guilty or not, you're entitled to due process. You are. I was guilty of a lot of crimes. When I got pinched, I was entitled to due process. You imagine somebody say, okay, Mr. Burr, you did all this stuff at the end of the day. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to throw you in there. You're going to get 90, 100 years. We don't know. This is what you're going to get. That's the end of it. You imagine that craziness. You'll get no chance to fight your case or whatever. You know you're guilty, at least you get a chance to fight something. But nope, not at all. And that's unfortunately going to happen to him because they're going to send him up. He's got a lot of stuff on him. And then that whole counterfeiting thing, that is not going to go well. So he thinks at the end of the day that, oh, no one's coming to my front door. No, that's not the scary part. Now, you ever heard of the calm before the storm? That's pretty much what you're going through right now. calm before the storm means that basically they know who you are, they know where you're at, they know what you look like, they know your YouTube channel, they know everything about you. And right now they're building a case on you. They're building a case on you to lock you away. That's what they're doing. That's the calm before the storm. So if you think at the end of the day that I'm high and mighty, nobody knows this ain't it, they know. Trust me, they know. They know already. It's just a matter of time is when it happens. When I was going out there committing all them crimes, I had no idea that there was investigators and all this stuff that was watching everything I was doing. I didn't think anybody was seeing me do this stuff, but there was. There were people out there watching me. They were doing an investigation on me, and I never knew this. Calm me for the storm. It came right up and got me, right there. They knew somebody was doing all this stuff. They didn't know who was doing it. But there was somebody investigating it. Yes, they were. Funny, because when you think back sometimes on some of this stuff, like you think back, you've seen strange cars outside your door and stuff like that, but you don't pay it any mind. That could have been them and not even knowing. Because I know the neighborhood cars. Just one thing you do know, you know your neighborhood cars. Yes, yeah, you never know. But yeah, they're watching me all that time. Didn't know it. It just took one person to actually see me walk out of one of them buildings in order to get me. That's all they needed. But they knew it was me. No, calm before the storm. But they had to go through the whole due process because, you can go in there and say, it'd be like a Salem witch hunt all over again if they did it that way. There was no processing time. You can sit and say, hey, my neighbor over there, I think he's a witch. And they just run over there, burning torches and pitchforks and all that stuff and say, okay, well, you're a witch, so we got to take you, we got to hang you or burn you by fire or whatever, you know what I mean? Because somebody says you was a witch. You would go, that's why they call it a witch hunt. That's where the term comes from. Salem witch hunts. Because basically, if you didn't like your neighbor, all you do is say, he's a witch over there. Y'all saw him in the woods, basically doing some dance or whatever. And he had these weird fairies that were around him. It was just freaking crazy looking. And they'd be like, really? Especially if you was a person that was well known in the town square, that people knew you, you could literally get anybody murdered. So say you want your neighbor's land. He got land more better than you and you can't afford it. You can take it from him. Just go in there and just accuse him of being a witch. Unfortunately, the one way to prove that you're not a witch is you have to die first. That's kind of jacked up. It's kind of made them to kill you. You ever study the world? It's jacked up. It was really jacked up era. It was a very jacked up era. But it happened in our history too on top of that. But anyway, yeah. You want to kill a whole bunch of people. And they figured they were witches and they killed them. You know who had it the worst? Redheads had it the worst. Redheads absolutely had it the freaking worst. They did. They had it the worst. They literally thought they were witches from the door. Because their hair were red and all that stuff like that. You got to look at the documentary on redheads. It's insane what the people went through. Alone, what the redheads went through is freaking bullcrap. But they went through it. The bullcrap they went through. They literally thought they were warlocks and witches and stuff because their hair was red. Can you imagine that? Parents, if your parents came out and had a child that had red hair, they would abandon that child in the woods. A child in the woods would be killed out there. Yeah. In order not for them to be killed themselves, and the whole family could be killed. It's insane over red hair. Oh, prehistoric, so prehistoric. Unbelievable. Yeah, so redheads get mad at you today for saying they got that right, because man, they've been prosecuted for a very long time. It's jacked up some of the stuff they did to them. So I can see why they get upset. I won't blame them. I would too. But anyway, yeah, it'd be Salem witch hunt all over again. And you can just point to somebody. That's why you have to go through something called court of due process, so they can basically have all the evidence up front to make sure that there's enough evidence to convict you. But unfortunately for these guys, you gave us more than what we needed. Literally, I have so much stuff on you at the end of the day that a judge will look at that and give you that whole, they don't say anything and they move their hands back and forth, that means you're about to get a lot of time. You're going to get a lot of time. They're going to sit there and go, you see them hands moving up and down, and they just trying to process what you did, and they go, especially if the hands go back to the forehead. They go back to the forehead, and they're looking at this, they look back at you, they take them glasses off, they put them, you're screwed on so many levels, it's not even funny. And the first thing they say is, you're an adult, right? Are you sure you're an adult? What would make you think that you were going to get away with the stuff that you were doing? You don't have any respect. Oh, you're done. You're done. Those words are coming out, you're done. You're done. Respect some jail time. Some serious jail time. And for some people today thinking, only got a year? Again, can't express this enough to you. That there are people who get off the bus and never been seen again back on the bus. These people are going out in a gurney with a sheet over top of them. Because something happened somewhere in that unit and they met the wrong person that took them out the hard way. What was it? The guy was talking about. I watch a couple of these guys that talk about stuff on there about how people get turned out in prison, and how it happens. How a guy becomes your buddy, your best friend. Pays for commissary and all that stuff. You don't take nothing from nobody. But pays for commissary and all that stuff and be your best. That's the one thing when you grow up in a neighborhood, you grow up in a real violent neighborhood, you don't trust anybody. You don't trust anybody at all, period. Somebody comes up with your buddy, best friend, whatever. Nah, man, just keep your distance, whatever, so-and-so and so. You ask around, get information. What do you know about so-and-so? Who's he's involved with? Who's he hang with? Who's his family? You know, all that information you got to know about that person at the end of the day. You don't just become buddy with somebody because they just come like, hey, how you doing? So-and-so and so. The first minute, and people think I'm joking, the first minute somebody walks in, the first thing you do is you basically switching your hands over to where you have your side on that. Can't trust people at the end of the day. You can't. Now, if they family and friends and stuff, yeah, whatever. But the same thing, you got that same instinct you have from living in those neighborhoods. You get locked up, transfers over to prison. It's the same mentality you're going to have in there. You're not going to trust anybody. Somebody want to become buddy anyway, buy this and buy that and so forth. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I got people with me up. I'm good. But if you take that stuff at the end of the day, you're going to have problems. And you usually get the young bucks going on. These guys are old heads. They should know better than that. That's why I be telling the young boys out there, y'all want to run the streets, y'all want to think y'all tough, think y'all have immortality, think you tough, wait till you get in there. Wait till you get in there. They break down, they start crying and everything right in there, they can't process it, they cry and freaking fingerprinting, they cry and picture taking, come back to the jail cell, face all wet. At the end of the day, I'm like, hey, well, that's one. I ain't crying the holding cell. I ain't crying when I was being fingerprinted. I ain't crying none of that at all, period. I cried when I went to court. When I found I was on that 40-80 prison sentence, that's when I broke out into it. Like, oh crap, you gotta be kidding me, really? Like, I'm looking at, I can't not even say anything. I'm just giving facial expressions to my lawyer like, you got 16 accounts, man. You're guilty in all of them. Like, what do you expect was gonna happen out of all that? 6 of them are arson. Yep, that's what I told you. Got caught in that burning fire twice. Payback. I had to pay for that one. Shush. I came out of that house, man, choking and coughing and everything. I thought I died at one point. I jumped through the window and hit my head on the toilet and blacked out. And I woke up, they was dragging me out. I was like, well, I guess I paid for that one. Guess we're even. Well, that's a hard way to go, man. That's a hard payment to make. You guys got to pay for all that stuff. You ain't come get away with that stuff. Heck no. You got to pay for it. I come from my whole, from my spring over there. Got to pay for all that, man. I'll pay for all of that. You should know that. You know, people say, it's Labor Day, I want to hear happy things and all that. Yeah, I try to give you happy things, I do. But life is what life is. It is what it is. You know. You try to live a good life, and then they try to live a good life. You know what I mean? You know, you're going to have to be attached to God and all that, because you die off this planet, you're not attached to God. You got other problems you got to worry about, and that are far worse than what's on the planet right now. So that's another thing you have to worry about. But then the stuff that you did at the end of the day, you got to pay for that too. You got to pay for all of it. Once you get yourself together, you get yourself saved, you don't pay for that. But it's kind of interesting at the end of the day that even though I got saved, I still got caught in a burning building. And I still basically, God led me out. Because the one thing, I would have died in that building. Oh my God, if I'd have put those headsets on, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. That's how close I came to death in that building. I was just about to put my headsets on, JVC headsets. You couldn't hear nothing, noise cancellation and everything. I was just about to put them on, and all I heard was, yo, yo, somebody screaming. Like, who the frick is screaming in the unit? And I go open up the door, and all you see is black smoke. As I go down the hallway, I'm covering my mouth up. You just see all the lights going out one by one by one. I couldn't go the same way I was coming in. It was virtually impossible. I was trapped in a burning building. So I'm up on the top floor trying to figure out what the freak to do, how to get out of this situation. And I'm trying to grab my cat, but my cat takes off. So I'm figuring, okay, I want to get me another cat because he's dead. Because I can't waste the time. So the only way I had was the kitchen window. I pulled the kitchen way out. I hung from the window. I dropped to the bottom ledge. And as I went to bring my feet up, the bottom of my feet had melted tar, which means there was a fire underneath of me. If I stayed there, I'd run the risk of falling through and burning to death. So I leaned up against the wall as far as I could, launched myself to the wall, went head first to my neighbor's window, and hit the toilet and blacked out. And next thing you know, when I woke up, they were dragging me out the building. So I survived it. I almost died in that building. If I had put those headsets on, I'd be gone. I wouldn't be here right now in this conversation. We did. That's how close I came to dying in the fire. And you know what's funny? I didn't think about anything else but the fires that I set when I was a young boy carrying on and acting up in them streets. That's all I could think about. Payback. I got my payback. Yeah. Life has payback. I got, oh man, that's a heck of a way to go through something like that. But you got to pay for that. It was about life, even things out. So that's all I could think about. I didn't think about anything else but that one thought process in my head. That's all I could think about. Well, I knew what that was for. Definitely knew what that was for. Man, never want to go through that. And I think about that to that day. I could have died in that fire. Yep, gotta pay back. Gotta pay back. So my buddy got shot in his side, in his hip. Young boy tried to rob him. Pulled out the gun and got the fight and went through his hip. And I said, he's an OG too. He's heavily connected. I was like, what you gonna do? You gonna take care of it? He said, no, I ain't taking care of nothing. I'm gonna let it go. I said, what you gonna let it go? He told me the whole story. He said when the guy was in the car, he took him down this fake street, and he saw the gun coming out, and he started rustling for it, and the gun went off and hit him in the side. Dude dropped the gun and ran, and he grabbed the gun out of his glove compartment. He easily would have had him. Because he wasn't get far enough away. You could have shot him in his back and took him out. He said, no, he put the gun right back in the glove compartment and drove over and went to the hospital. That's it. Didn't report nothing whatsoever. I said, so what you going to do? I said, nothing. It's payback. I pay for this. He said, I'm going to tell you something. Back in the day when I was a young boy, I was a stick-up guy. I robbed a lot of people, man. I robbed people for their wedding rings and for their clothes, their money, everything. I robbed people in front of their kids, all kinds of stuff. He said, when I got out of life, I got sent up, I got out of life, I got my life together, came out, met my wife and everything, you know, we had a couple of kids, I'm a grandfather now. It was scary. It was scary, it was going to come back. Either going to get one of my kids, either they're going to pay for it, or my wife is going to pay for it, somebody's going to pay for it. It's the thing people believe in, but it happens. It's actually so, it happens, it's really things that happen. And he said, I'm glad it happened to me. I finally paid for it. He never had no problem whatsoever, but he walks with a limp now. You're going to pay. As we sat there in the car, never had that conversation. I was afraid it's going to come back to one of them. It's going to come back either way. It's going to come either going to get your family members or it's going to come get you. And he said he was happy about that. It came and got him. He said, so that's why I knew nothing about it. It says, I got to pay for my crimes at the end of the day. You know, I went to jail and did what I do. I got to pay for my crimes through life. Hey. It's a scary ordeal, but you got to pay. God was with me through that whole thing. Because if he wasn't, I would have died in that fire. There's so many levels I would have died on that fire. Man. Never ever doing anything like that again. Some people call it karma. That's the funny thing about Earl. My name is Earl. That's the funny thing about that show. I laugh when I watch it. I go, man, I've been through that one. I've been to a couple of them. Yeah. That is what you call life. Getting you back for doing dumb stuff. Gotta pay for it. Yes, you will. You want to know the other stuff you get paid for. I ain't gonna mention it on camera. Some other stuff you pay for too. It'll come from the birth of your kids. Gotta be careful. I heard this one before. This is actually what I've seen happen. There's a woman in our neighborhood. They both passed away. They both died. They both passed away. Not by that, but they passed away from other things. There's a woman who had, I'm not going to mention her name, I can't say their names, but there was a woman who had a son. She had a grandson. But basically, I think the mother passed away. But anyway, they had a grandson. And she had a grandson. And the mother, who that was her son, went to somebody to pray and send evil things to another woman. And somehow it backfired and ended up hurting her son, which was in her stomach. She was pregnant with this boy. When the child came out, he was special needs. That's all that happened. Now that's what they told me. That's what I heard from basically people in that family what happened to him. Because there was nothing wrong with him at all, period. But he came out that way. The mother passed away, she died. So he ended up living with the grandmother. When we moved up in the neighborhood, that's how I met the whole family. We knew the whole fleet, all of them. The neighborhood was cool with all of them. But that's what I found out about the guy, one of the guys that he was special needs. But yeah, that's when we found out about him. He's good. He's a nice person at the end of the day. But again, that's what we found out what happened to him, because somebody dealing with some dark magic, and it didn't go as well as they thought, and it came back and struck her. His mother was doing it, so that's what happened. And he got hit with it. But anyway, interesting fact, he ended up growing up with the grandmother, which him and the grandmother bonded, had a very, very tight bond, which was fantastic. He loved his grandmother loved him, very tight bond. When the grandmother passed away, so did he. He died of a broken heart. So that's how he died. That's how he passed away. I think it was too much for him. He died in his sleep. So yeah, interesting story. And he was saved. I think he was saved because the grandmother was definitely saved. She was at the church every day. Every day. You know, some people live in the church. People live in the church. They be in the morning, they be in the afternoon, they be in the evening. Yeah, they be in the church all the time. I like church that much, but I can't do that many days. All right, let me see. We got the drawing time went well. For those people sitting there saying, he ain't doing anything, I do more than you do in your whole entire day. Please. These are for the naysayers against my channel. The guy saying, you do 10 hours up. Man, I do more than I do it. You look at my YouTube channel, I do more on my day than you do in your day. Calm down. You don't get nothing done. Really? What do? Sit on the porch and just look at people walk by? That's pretty much it. I've been to some of y'all real YouTube channels. So when y'all try to hide at the end of the day, you don't want nobody to know about it. I've been to your actual real channels. You don't do anything on there. You do some stuff. That's basically about it. We don't really do nothing in there at all. Whee! Oh, are you showing off your legs? Oh wait, your TV paws sitting there. Here we go. Bam! It's back. Over there chilling. On his top shelf. On that top shelf. Alright, this is pretty cool. This is cool. Let me do one part of this. I should want to do my cover. Let me get that out. I'm going to show off my cover. I'm going to go to I got a phone site that I go to showing my PC bills. I'm going to show off my cover. Waiting for me. Paintbrush. Yeah, it's about to be glowing in the dark. Yeah, how come you don't wear gloves? Because I like to feel the paint in my fingertips. That's why. I like to become one with the paint. Go to art museum. Yeah, people that go in there know art, that they be in there describing the art and all that stuff like that. That's how they feel about it. But some people like to feel like they know a lot about art. Maybe they do know a lot about art, but they like to advertise it. Well, right here we have. Well, I know you're having a feeling about this, but what it really means, man, you don't get away from me. You're crushing my vibe here. It's what I feel is what I feel. I only met one person like that. Oh, paint snob. What you should be feeling, what you should be doing is getting far away from me. Go over and sit down. Get away from me, Skippy. You barbaric! How dare you speak to me that way? How dare you! It's not to that whole freaking distance with that duel. Because, man, I'm going to tell you, I'd be cheating my behind. I swear. If I grew up in that era where they did that whole shooting thing, you know what I mean? They smack you with a glove and they go out and shoot with you. Oh yeah, I definitely would cheat. I'll be living out because I'm gonna live to be the next day. Heck, you might be a better shot than me. I ain't taking that chance. You could be a better shot than me. You think I'm gonna take that chance? Heck no. I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff staged. I have a buddy sitting up in a tree with a long rifle waiting for you. I'm definitely not waiting to 10. I'm definitely gonna hit you before you get to 10. The minute they go, 1, 2, Sir, you were supposed to wait until 10. Where is your honor? I ain't got no honor. I'm alive. That's all that matters. Bye. I ain't waiting around. I'm going to sit around and wait for that. No. Then I'm going to get creative with it. Like I said, I'm going to hire people like, look, I want you to stay in the bushes right here. And the minute he basically turns around, I want you to get him. Get him at 9. You'll never see it coming. Now get creative with it. Get hold of a captain of a ship. Like, you can park right there, and I want you to use that cannon right there. I want to see his whole body just disappear. Nobody will challenge me because they know I'm known for doing dirty tactics. I can walk around my glove, smack you with it, like I'll challenge you to a duel. Oh heck no! They call him the Grim Reaper. No one survives. Like he just does interesting ways of taking people out. Yeah. I told somebody he was cracking up. Yeah, heck yeah. And be like, sir, you have no honor. Yeah, but I'm alive, ain't I? Ah. Inside, all they do is just gossip and talk about each other anyway. So what's the point anyway? They gossip and talk about each other all the time. Oh, Tiffany fell off the horse the other day. Oh. She thought she could ride. I'm going to stick this in your direction. She thought she could ride, and she fell off the horse, and she had a boo-boo. Yeah, okay. No way in the world I could put up with that nonsense. No, I don't want any honor. I want to be a guy that walked in as a black sheep at the end of the day. Why I never, and you never will. Ugh. I don't know. Welcome to the honeycomb hideout. Oh, guys, be smooth over it. I know. I'll get to it. Think the eyebrush a little bit better. He's watching her go. Be nice. I'm going to do the other one in a reverse color. For that one. I'm going to get my top plate done first. Best thing to paint with is friggin' tissue. Tissue is the best thing to paint with. For me it is. I like painting with tissue. Tissue gives it a nice blend. Nice corrosion. Some areas are kind of heavy, some areas are kind of light. Definitely some more. Definitely some more paints. Definitely some more paints. Nice rust job. Neon rust job. Always want to go in with those deep colors and then highlight it with a little green in there. Man, got a nice, beautiful blend of rust. I like painting. I do. I love to paint. Let me see any other colors. We're out of orange, so I have to try to put an order in. Get some more colors. But that's the rust I want to do. I like that orange and green. Like that, like that. What did you do Labor Day? Yeah. What time painting the PC in? Painting the PC in. Painting the PC. A giant screen. Finished. That's done. That's done. That's done. Anything else? Oh. Ooh, they're not too. And this is not even near done. Gotta get it like that, so I gotta get more paint to finish that off. Just trying to cover up so we can put the highlights in. Okay. Fight to get around that one. I'm gonna make it look like that. And we just need to cover up. Where our power switch is going to go at. We're ready for that. You should never be there. Anyway, my hat right there. In the way of getting painted on. Supposed to be, see if I got time, go out in the park and get myself a bag of chips and go play my game system on the phone. So I have a game I like to play called Captain TNT. I love that game. I can like doing that, but right now I like doing this. It's my first love. This is just the cover up, and then we do the color blend in. We have to get more paint for that. Once we complete the color blend, get a nice rustic look like that. And that's going to still require another color blend. Look at that corrosion, the rust, just the way we want to. Let's do another color blend over top of that, even everything in. It's like putting down foundation and then basically blending it in. It comes out nice and smooth. I'll put that right there for right now. Let's see. And blue is going to trigger off. A little better. Can you disconnect that one? That one is disconnected. That's not it. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't pushed all the way in. No wonder. Pulled out the pin. Give me a minute. So I don't like being in the dark. Pin pulled out of that one. This one's not plugged in, number one. That's not in. Oh, I think I pulled the pin out of the other one. Let's see. That one's not. Get you off of there. Please stay away from that. Alright, so what did you disconnect from? You pull from something. Or you pull from this one. Here we go. Make sure you take that up. That loose. Comes up quite a bit. Here we go. Trying to get that one a little better. Here we go. Now, let me see where I put that at. Track that down. Where are you? The floor's on me. It's not on the floor too much. Oh, there you go. My battery's back in. looking for this one. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay, that's going to work. Usually, I hit one of these more controls, it triggers. But for some reason, this does not want to freaking play like oh. Don't play right on that. Don't play right on the other ones or the ones. Maybe it's two. Maybe we'll look at this one. No, she just wants to vent. Interesting. Okay. Alright, we'll have an electrical coming. And lights. This one is blue. For some reason, I can't get this one now to come out of flash mode. I don't know why, but it's just stuck in flash. Doesn't want to come off flash. Alright, whatever. Test out those headlights on here. You can't because this second won't stop flashing. Really? Nope. Okay, that's broken. Apparently this is broken. I have no idea how it broke, but apparently it's broken. Maybe it broke. Don't know how, but it broke. Now I'm going to get something blue on this. We got anything blue to put on here at all, period. I literally have nothing but blue lights to hit this in. I'm trying to find what I can use here. That's one thing we do use. Let me see something else. Let's plug this in. I'll look over here. I wonder if there's changes over here. I wonder if I can get my battery pack system over here. I'm curious. I've never had a problem with these lights ever. I can't get it working out. Definitely lights are damaged. No can do. No can do. I'm gonna drag it down there and square. Let's plug it over there. This will not make it over here. Alright, let's try something else. I want to see this car. We'll have to work with something over here to get this to work. Getting another one of those because I have no idea how that thing functions that broke down. I want to see this thing below. Cool. That'll definitely do it. Don't trip over anything and break my neck in the process. Then the LED lights from over there. I couldn't get that other one to work. I don't know what happened to that. That just stopped working all of a sudden. Oh yeah, that came out nicely. Got a nice glow off of that one. That rust came out beautiful for that. It came out gorgeous. Got a nice blend of colors in there. Fan came out with a great blend. Got a nice blend there. Ooh, yeah, got a nice corrosion blend in there with multiple colors. Let me look at this right here. Yeah, I'm about to get me a blue light in here. A UV blue light, so I can test my stuff out. That came out with a nice blend to it. That blend came out nice and sick. Nice blend in it. Nice blend. And look at that caulking on top of it. Gave it a nice blend. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna look sick. That's gonna look absolutely sick. Alright. I'm gonna put this right here. Set all this up. To let the fan dry down. That came out nicely. Very happy with it. Still got to do another application on it. Another green blend. Very happy with it. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, happy with it. Got RG on my mind, got me thinking every time. Got another paint job on that one. Let's get the other one. I want that sticking on there. Alright. Time to feed the bear. So I mean, whew. What is this? Remember, was it Beach Street? Where was Beach Street? The guy was doing some rhyming in the kitchen. His mom was like, eat your eggs before I break the eggs. See? Rhyming runs in the family. Funny. Okay. Put that in there to soak. Brushes and stuff. Have a great productive day. We're at 4:23. Got a lot done on our PC right here. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Finish our corrosion green job on here. Get that done. So I got to do another blend on this. Clean that. I'll put the motherboard back on. Just a little bit. Where'd you come from? Where'd you disconnect from? You saw something. Okay, nothing major. Because one of the power surges, like, oh crap. Or did I just disconnect? Spent my Labor Day doing the one thing I love to do the most, work. I like to work. Doing my job. Making all kinds of cool stuff, as I said. Good job. Spend my time barbecuing and relaxing. Nope. I spend my time doing something I really don't love to do. Now we're going to be overshadowing some of this with black in it, a black UV paint to add more shadow to it. Over top this, just a little bit to it, and a little bit more darkness to it. Freak is my motherboard at. Oh, we're over here. What motherboard? Over here. Don't face it. Don't face the motherboard. Can be done. I think I pulled out the RGB cable. I gotta tighten that up a little bit. Oh, you got it. And you're here. Are you here? There's some data right there. Definitely just tighten it up a little bit. It's too loose. Way too loose. Alright, I'm happy with it 100%. Got a lot more work to go on it, the paint job. Because we ran out of paint. And once we're done, we'll be finished and I can basically set it up. Alright, well, that being said, gotta go and God bless.